Brandon Dorman here. I'm just going to put together a quick demo on how I use the wash brushes that are available on my website. I've had a few people call and email and say, listen, can you give us an example and kind of a sample of how you use these? Um, and so I just want to put that together for you today. First of all, just in case you don't know, you can get to those brushes here on my website under the brush menu. You'll see a couple different things here available that I've put together real quick. And so these wash brushes are what I'm going to be focusing on today. You can get the wash set for $5. This watercolor texture document is one of the key components of this technique, or what I'm doing to use to create the artwork the way that I am. If you download this for free, you'll come up with this document that I'm going to work on. So we're going to go into Photoshop here, and this is the document, the watercolor texture document that I'm using. And you'll see up here on the layers tab, or the layers window, that I have a texture layer on top of everything. And that's kind of what adds the paper texture, the watercolor paper texture. And then I'll be painting on this painting layer. That's what I'll be painting. Also, but you can add as many layers underneath that texture layer as you really want. I just kind of put that there as, hey, listen, this is where you're going to be painting. The things with the texture layer is that it's basically giving this texture to whatever you paint. I've set it to where it will not texture anything that's white, so if you need to do like a spot illustration or a vignetted something or other, you can easily do that. You don't have to go back and erase texture or anything like that. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a new layer here, and I'm going to get rid of this layer that says painting layer 1 with my logo and stuff on it. But it's just like if I were to be painting on that layer. You could delete that stuff and paint on that layer. And then what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to paste here an image, a drawing that I did a little while ago. It's with I used the pencil brushes that I have available on my site as well. The it's pretty straightforward. Now I've done a few things. I've kind of done like an ink brush, and I've also done kind of a pencil drawing. So I'm just going to use the pencil for right now. Now I'm going to keep this layer on top for when I start doing my washes. I'm going to create another layer underneath it. I'll probably just name that real quick. We'll say drawing, and then I'll just probably label this painting. All right. So the main brush that I use with this technique is my my Brandon's Wash 1 brush. And it can be set to different sizes. I'm probably, if I'm going to do a big area, then I'm probably going to make it bigger. Do a smaller area, make it smaller. Pretty self-explanatory here. I think I'll start out here with maybe her coat. And the idea here is that I'm going to pick, some sort of neutral color. Maybe it's kind of a light red, and I'm going to lightly start putting in some color here, kind of painting on this. Now you'll see that it does have overlapping effects. So if you overlap, because there is some opacity to it, like it's 70% up here, you can make that smaller or less or more if you like. If I make it, if I drop that down to 45%, you're definitely going to get, more overlapping and things like that, which is definitely an effect that I use. I'm going to get kind of loose in here, but I'll probably jump that back to about 70%, just to start off here. So I'm going to come in here with her coat, kind of get that in, and I'm going to do it pretty loosely. And I kind of like that effect. Now, obviously, back of that coat's probably going to be in shadow type of thing. So I'm going to just get a little bit darker in there and start putting that in. Now, at this point, I might want to reduce that opacity and come down here, say 39, 40%, and kind of just let that come in there and be there. Now, I might even extend some of this or the back. I'll let some of it show through. Come through here. See how I'm putting that in. Maybe it's a little too light for me now. Now, that's kind of the main brush that I'm using. I'm going to put a background behind her. Let's go with something like this. I'm going to go back to my original wash brush. And this is kind of what I'm going to start washing this in. Light. I'm going to vary my pressure as well. I'm going to vary the pressure. Go light, dark. I'm going to go light, hard. And that's where I'm going to get some of that variation. Now, one thing with this technique is it's not completely everything completely in one brush. You'll notice that I have included over here 3 wash brushes, a blender, and a wash eraser. The wash eraser, when I come in here with this, I'm going to very lightly erase some of this stuff out. Okay? I'll very lightly erase some of this stuff out if that's what I want to do. And it's going to give it kind of a wet feeling, like it's blended together. The blender also will do somewhat of the same thing, but it will blend those layers. A lot of times I'll blend the edges, just some of them. Blend some of this in here. Keep what I want. Blend out what what I want. I like how you can really control what edges you want, what you don't, because you can always go back and add more edges or not add edges. Now, here's something else that I will do. I will come right in here. Say I really like this edge over here. Let's say I really like this edge over here. First of all, I'll probably erase a little bit out. Get that kind of smooth, wet look type of thing. Maybe blend some of that in there. Blend some of that in there. Then sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually lasso this edge. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to say layer, duplicate layer. Actually, I'm going to go new layer through via copy. So I'm going to bump that up like that. Now what I'm going to do is with that, I'm going to take my little eraser and I'm just going to slightly erase out that edge. Bam. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to say layer. I'm going to say we're going to drop you down. We're going to drop you down. I do all this on keyboard shortcuts, so I'm going to merge that down. There we go. It is now merged down. So we've got our painting. We've got our painting layer. We've got. Let's see here. I'm going to start putting in maybe some pant color with her. It's really fun process to kind of do because you can play with some edges. You can let a few happy mistakes go. I just put in kind of like what's the basic color of stuff that I'm going to be using for this. Let's see here. Come in here like this. Get here some skin tone. Let's finish out our jacket because I kind of got over that. Now, if you want to go in and erase things out, you can. If you want to go in and I'm going to hit your eraser. Go over to your eraser. Just kind of erase some things out, make it look really washy. If you want to, what I'll do sometimes I'll do a new layer. I can then take sample color from her coat. I might punch in a little bit of that into here, and then what I'll do, hit it with the eraser a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Come over here with the blender and start blending some of that throughout. So it looks like, man, there's been this wash of that color. Now the blender strength is set at about 60%. If I'm going to do something like this, I might even bump it all the way up to 100%. Just like that. Just like that. We're going to go in here and put her gloves on, probably. Get the rest of her coat in there. Now, you can get darker and lighter. I'm going kind of quick here, but you can get darker, lighter. I'll choose that color from up here for this. But like I said, that primary wash brush is the one I'm using. The second, the wash brush 2 does somewhat of the same effect, just a little bit different shape and things like that. And delete that there. But you can also use it to get some fun stuff. It's a little bit more sensitive, I think. It's also set to the multiply layer, so you're not going to be able to necessarily do white with it. Like if I would click on white, it's not going to do anything. Where the wash brush 1, if I click on white, it's set to normal, so I actually can put in some white. You know, kind of like an opaque layer of paint, which some people might like that, some people might not. If you want it to not be able to do that, just come up here, switch that to multiply, and it will have that same effect as brush 2. Brush 3 is a little bit unique in that it's set to kind of have these wet edges. Let me grab some here. Kind of set to have these wet edges on the edge, like when you stop. Like, okay. So we'll incorporate that really quick here. Let's incorporate that in here. So you can kind of get some fun stuff. Spontaneity going on. And again, you can blend. You can blend as much or as little as that if you want with that blender. Just come right in. It just seems to be sticking there. Just come right in and blend what you want. Don't. If you want to put a little color in there like that, we're going to hit our blender. Start blending in some of that stuff. If we want to hit our eraser, erase some of that stuff out. Get smaller, bigger. Start getting this effect like that. Now this is nowhere near complete, but hopefully it gives you an idea of what you can do. A lot of little happy mistakes, like I said. Start putting stuff in with that Blender 3. That wash brush 3, sorry. There we go. I'm putting this stuff in there, getting it. I really like this technique because it kind of you need to use all the things you know about creating wonderful images. But you also can get some really fun, happy mistakes. Like right down here, I'll probably come in here and I'll say, you know what, I want something right in here. I want that edge. Kind of look down in there. Probably grab brush 2, wash brush 2. Let that just kind of... And then what I'll do is I'll grab my eraser. Erase some of that out. And like I said before, I'll probably go in here, take my lasso tool, come like that, go up here to layer new via copy, and then I will grab my eraser, I'll erase out some, whatever I don't want. I'll soften that edge right up, just like that. Just like that. I'm probably going to take these 2 layers that I did, I'm going to merge those down. So we're going to say merge selected layers. Bam. Now we're back to our layer 1. We're ready to paint some more. That on there. Remember, this is a multiply brush on 2, so it's gonna multiply and be a little bit darker as you're using that. Let me grab some of that right there. But I'm gonna build this stuff up and erase out what I don't want, and blend out and blend out, blend in. Just do a lot of different things. So thanks for being patient with me. First video made. Hopefully it's helpful, and you can have a great time using these brushes. Now, if I want to come in here with white, which I am a little bit on her face, I think I'm going to come in here just with a little bit right here. some other color in there. I'm gonna hit it with my blender. Over here, get my blender. Blend just a little bit of that. Maybe grab a little away. So you can use it opacally or transparently, depending on what you want to do. Maybe I decided, you know what, I want the decals on her coat to be more transparent and more white. So, that's about it for now. Hopefully you'll have a wonderful time using these brushes. I'll probably do another video, put it up there, and so that once I get this thing figured out, and we'll go from there. All right, really appreciate it. We will hopefully have more stuff up. Bye.